Most intrusive thoughts, those unwanted what-if thoughts you didn't choose, don't mean anything is wrong with you, but misunderstanding them can quietly sabotage your career. I'm not talking about intuition, I'm talking about the thoughts that arrive with urgency but no evidence. Having them says something about how the human brain works under pressure. An intrusive thought is simply an uninvited thought. It shows up without your permission. It's often exaggerated, emotional and persistent. And here's the important part most people never hear. Everyone has them. The difference isn't who gets intrusive thoughts. The difference is who believes them. Let's talk about the bad first, because this is where people get stuck. Intrusive thoughts tend to attach themselves to what you care about most. If you value your career, they whisper, what if I'm not good enough? What if I get exposed? What if I fail and everyone sees it? If you value safety or responsibility, they go darker. What if I mess this up? What if I make a catastrophic mistake? And if you're ambitious, especially driven, they love to say, you're behind, others are doing better, you should be further along by now. That's not intuition, that's anxiety wearing a convincing suit. The mistake most people make is treating intrusive thoughts as messages instead of what they really are, noise. Now let's bring this into the workplace. If you're an employee in an organisation, intrusive thoughts often show up as, I don't belong here. They'll realise I'm not as capable as they think. One mistake and I'm done. So you over-prepare, you over-explain, you hesitate before speaking up, you play safe instead of smart, not because you lack competence, but because your mind is running a threat detection program that's stuck on high alert. For entrepreneurs, intrusive thoughts are louder and more personal, because there's no buffer. They sound like, what if this fails and I've wasted years? What if I'm deluding myself? What if I'm not cut out for this? And because entrepreneurs spend more time alone with their thoughts, those thoughts start to feel like the truth. But here's the part people rarely talk about. There is good side to intrusive thoughts. They're often a sign of high standards, responsibility, imagination, ambition. Your brain is constantly running simulations. What could go wrong? What needs fixing? What's the risk here? That's not weakness, that's foresight. The problem begins when you stop observing the thought and start identifying with it. There's a powerful idea from cognitive psychology. You are not your thoughts, you are the observer of your thoughts. The moment you create that separation, everything changes. So what can you actually do about intrusive thoughts? Here are 3 practical shifts, especially relevant whether you're inside an organisation or building something of your own. First, stop trying to eliminate them. Trying to get rid of intrusive thoughts makes them stronger. Brain interprets resistance as importance. Instead of saying, why am I thinking this? Try saying, interesting, my mind is doing that thing again. That tiny shift removes the emotional change. Second, change the question you ask. Intrusive thoughts ask, what if this goes wrong? Grounded thinking asks, what would I do if it did? That moves you from fear into agency. Employees regain confidence. Entrepreneurs regain momentum. Because certainty isn't required, competence is. Third, anchor yourself in evidence, not emotion. Intrusive thoughts feel urgent but rarely come with proof. So ask, what evidence do I have for this? What evidence do I have against it? Most of the time you'll realise the thought is a prediction, not a fact. And predictions are not reality. Here's the deeper truth. The goal isn't to have a quiet mind. The goal is to have a stable relationship with your mind. Employees who master this don't burn out from self-doubt. Entrepreneurs who master this don't quit because of fear disguised as logic. They learn to hear the thought without obeying it. So if intrusive thoughts are showing up more often right now, don't panic. It usually means you're stretching, growing, stepping into something that matters. And that's not a problem. That's a sign you're moving forward, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. Now if this resonated, stay with the channel because this is where we talk about the thoughts most people are afraid to admit they're having. And if you want clarity instead of mental noise, start by questioning the thought, not yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and share it with others who may find it of value. Until next time, I'm Dr. Rakesh Rana, the Clear Coach.